Hey everybody, this is Pops in Detroit. I'm on the floor on my knees. That's the trouble with America. People don't get on their knees anymore. But I do. I'm kneeling on a nice little pad here. And what you see laid out on the floor before you is the components of a chair which I found in the trash. The reason I found the chair in the trash, folksy wokesies, is because, let's see, it's busted. Had one wheel left, and one of the legs is broke. See? Piece is missing. Alright, so I said to myself, damn, it's a chair, I'm a carpenter, all I gotta do is set it on an old bike wheel with some tape or some baling wire, stabilize it out, because it was rocking on this thing without wheels. It was pivoting on it. And I got a chair. Well, when I took it home, I said, this is kind of interesting, so I took it apart. Lo and behold, what do you know? What have I been trying to build? A windmill. Now look what we got. This just happens to be a shaft with a very strategically engineered spindle, which can be greased and lubricated, which acts as a axle. Now I could put my 5 fins on blades on there for my windmill, and just put a belt or something to carry the power down to a pulley. That's the simplest explanation. But then look at this. I realized, or that's one way. The thing is, this is not really a bearing, and I want a bearing. So look what was in it. Washer. Super high-tech, nice little bearing. Another washer. Now you say, well, this wasn't made for that. No, it wasn't. And guess what? It'll work. And why will it work? Because I'm not doing a regular fan windmill. Alright, and this is with the bearing and the clip and everything is on there, so I'm going to have to find out. What I'm doing is I'm doing a horizontal. Alright, so I have a flange here with bolt holes, bolt on to, that fits perfectly to. Alright, so this is going to be fixed, probably up in my tree somewhere. And again, because I have this shaft here, I might be able to put this onto a, oh yeah, that's where the bearing goes. I can put this onto a big pipe too, but I'm going to put it up in my tree where my tree house is, and probably bolt that to the top of my, way up in the air, in my little lookout. I always build my tree house, and I build a lookout, just a little bird's nest, like on the top of the ship. And then I'll have this on top, on there somewhere, mounted, the squirrel cage, which is a vertical fan, okay? The cylinder, right? And then that will ride on the bearing, like that, see? Just like your fat boss rides in his chair and pivots all day at work. Now that's got super strength, okay, and it's riding on a bearing. That's perfect for a vertical shaft windmill. We got 4 holes, we got the bolts, we've got a piece of board, extruded plywood, hardwood plywood that's been molded, okay, so I'll have to cut that round part off. But then I've got these 4 bolts. They're not going anywhere. I can bolt that right to that. So I can fix my squirrel cage onto that. Bolt it right onto it. It's all right there. Probably $50, nice $50 office chair. It was thrown away in Detroit, the poorest neighborhoods, one of the poorest neighborhoods in America, people. We're still first world country. We just got to start playing with our trash. I don't make any trash. Pops don't make no trash. I don't believe in it. Look at this weird looking thing. It's got 4 bolt holes on it. That's a flange with a round shaped thing that you can hold and steer. This has 1,000 uses. You could make a go-kart or a cool little vehicle with that. Use that for a steering column because it has a flange on it. There's just endless uses. Look at this super strong netting material. I could put that stuff into my, I could wear that and go rob frickin' banksters, couldn't I? I could put that in my bottom of one of my milk crate baskets. and that'll hold the dirt in so I can grow a plant, a potted plant. It's got 101 uses. It's what is it? It's just a little gizmo, piece of plastic crap from China. You wouldn't keep it. You throw it out. But now look at what I've got. I've got materials. There's another piece of filter material that would filter fine particles. Very strong. It's actually got 2 layers. These are materials. Okay, you can file these away. Material A. Here's another piece of material. I call this stuff, it's like cloth paper. Hear me blowing through it? Air goes through it. This is another thing. You can line a wire basket with this and make a planter. The problem with most potted plants is that they have a big hole, the dirt falls out of the hole, and if you don't have holes, the plant drowns. These things all solve that. Here's a piece of foam rubber. Here's a piece of thin foam that was peeled off the top of that. But it was glued pretty well, and it tore apart in the middle. But I still have, a good 8 by 12 piece of this thin foam material. Blow through it. Sorry, ain't staying low enough for my video. Good pad. We're working around on the floor. You want to pad your hip while you're doing something, working under the car or whatever. Foam rubber, 1,001 uses. There's that's almost exactly the same color and material as in fact it is, perfect material for any kind of engine filter. You're out in the middle of the frickin' zombie attack and your air filter and your car plugs up and your car won't run, so you take air filter and throw it up and burn up your engine with dirt. No, you got a piece of foam laying around, you stick that in there, it's an air filter. You ever fixed your lawnmower? Alright. Now, little plastic pieces that broke, that will go into a bag full of little pieces of foam and garbage. This is just all plastic foam, old ripped plastic bags and everything. And we'll fill up a plastic bag with this kind of shit. It doesn't biodegrade, right? But what does it do? You fill a plastic bag with this stuff and tie it, okay? The air will eventually go out, but that garbage will keep that bag, okay? And you've got layer of plastic, layer of shit with air and a layer of plastic. You got a big piece of insulation right there. Now, when this is filled with your recycled cloth and junk, non-burnable, non-biodegradable foam and plastic sheeting, it's all puffed out. That's a 16 by 16 inch piece of insulation from every common grocery bag you've ever used. Pop it in the wall. You just insulated your wall. What else do we got? What's this? Oh my God. Here's an amazing thing. I'm trying to build a windmill. One of the problems with windmills is how do I bolt it down? Well, here's an adjustable flange. Okay, it was like this. It was a chair, right? Here's an adjustable flange. You flip that around the other way. Oh, what do you know? You can still use it. It's still an adjustable flange, only it's 180 the other way. So what? What do you want to use that for, Pops? Well, let me see. What's one of the problems with making a windmill? I'm going to have my windmill. The wind is going to be blowing my windmill. It's going to be spinning. And then I got to work on my generator. So what do? Well, here. Here's the windmill spinning away. There's the pulley. Here's the other pulley mounted. Slide it out to the end. It's tight. It's running. If I want to work on it, slide it in. Loosen up the pulley. Loosen the thing and let the pulley in. Now I can work on my thing because it's just freewheeling. It's a clutch. You went to the machine shop and Home Depot and these places and, AutoZone and bought different parts and tried to build a windmill. You're going to pay. Hard to make a video with the fire alarm going off. Throw it in the microwave and shut the door. Well, there's a fire alarm. Brother Richard's cooking. So I guess that's the end of this video. Peace and love from Pops in Detroit, Michigan, where we don't believe in trash. Except maybe trash.